Okay, video is running. Hi, hello. At first I want to say thanks to all of you who already viewed the videos I uploaded yesterday, and today I'll do a real short one. I promise I'll probably do it in 3 takes and it should all fit within 15 minutes at most. I have prepared something that you probably you can imagine what it is if you followed some of my comments on Wolfie's channel. I already proposed this. I have here a styrofoam ball which should represent the globe, and on this styrofoam ball I have put one thing that is approximately should display the equator, and with these lines here I have connected 4 major cities, which is Novosibirsk, Cape Town, Sydney and Mexico City. And it needs not be absolutely right, only approximately. We have 2 on the northern hemisphere and 2 on the southern hemisphere, and this doesn't really matter where the equator is. What matters is the distance between such cities. Remove the equator now from the Earth, and I will also remove these wires here. So what I want to do is to make this a little bit more straight here, so that I can take its length and maybe I speed this up a little bit, or okay, now I sort all these according to their length here. Okay. And now let's see how long each one is. Okay, the first has a length of 26. Okay, what I already did is that I produced this table with the help of Google Maps. I looked up the distance between each of these cities. I had then printed them out so that I can take them with me, but you can do this very well yourself. I have all the data I have here. This, for example, is Cape Town, Sydney, 11,026 kilometers. I will stop the video now and calculate how much difference here is, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back again now. What I did so far, I took these wires from the globe, which were fixed on the globe at 4 points. 3 wires came together at each point, and I have taken measurements for the length of all the wires, put them per handwriting in this table. Now I filled the table in the computer and completed the spreadsheet, and you see my measurements here are within some few percent from these numbers. These are the distances I have from Google Maps based on a globe of 40,000 kilometers. My styrofoam globe has a circumference of 94.2 centimeters. I did the diameter of the ball is 30 centimeters, and 30 times pi gives this number here. And as you see, these are the expectations. If I scale these kilometers down, I get this as expectations. I really get this. So you could say I'm very close with the needles I put into the styrofoam ball to the locations of the cities. Otherwise, the distances would not match. So good. And now comes for the fun part. What can you do on a flat plane? You can take any three of them. There are many combinations and form a triangle. But the other three, you are completely off where to put them, except you would build a tetrahedron. So what is definitely excluded under the premise that you believe you don't lie with respect to the city, to the distance of the cities, the shape of the Earth that might be a tetrahedron still. Definitely not flat. Definitely. Proof that this cannot work. These, when they were formed into a part of a circle, this fitted nice and snugly on the globe. So these distances fit perfectly to the globe, and they do not fit at all to a flat Earth. If you have any proof necessary, you have it here. And the only excuse you can come with, the only excuse is that we are lied to with respect to the distances. But then you should be aware of one thing. At least one of these distances. If I want to make, say, I decide to map it this way, in the flat plane. Now, one of the distances must be very much off here. You see, it is missing very much, or these would have to be very, very shorter. And this can easily be determined if you check these distances. What can you do is, you can claim that one or more of these distances are really much shorter or much longer. But if you do such a claim, then please also tell me which one it is, because it must be a very, very large difference, and then we can concentrate on checking this distance of which you claim that it is wrong. Okay, so have we still a little bit time left? Let's see. Yeah, still 5 minutes left. So this suits me very well. Because yesterday, when I showed you my NASA stuff, the emergency telephone and so on, I had only a very short time to show you this flasher. If someone comes in and I have to erase his memories, I can do it with this device, and I don't know if it is, you can recognize it, but here you can clearly see that it was developed by NASA and is in cooperation with ESA. Of course, they do not write their name on it. NASA left out the N, so they only spell it ASA, and the ESA, the ESA, European Space Agency, also does a little bit of hiding, but it's plain to see that they write ISO, but of course this stands for ESA. This is plain to everyone who knows the business. And this is the dial I talked about, which with which we can choose how much memory gets selected, and the side effect is that people turn into flat Earth. And I have a very new prototype here which has this switch here now, with which you can switch this back to flat Earth mode off. Okay, and that was everything for today. I'll go and cut the video now. Bye bye. Okay, I have already said goodbye, but differently from yesterday, I have much space on my SD card, so we can do a quickie still. And I want you, I ask you a question. I'll demonstrate which question it is with this globe and this equator, which I have already opened here. And I will ask you a question, and I want you to give me two answers. The first one, really fast. That is your gut feeling, and those of you who can do the math may then take their time and calculate the answer. And some of you may already know what now comes. Let's assume we have this here snugly fitting around the equator, and now we cut it here and put 1 more meter length of wire in between. 1 more meter. Cut this 1 more meter. Then we position it that it is everywhere, it has the same distance from the globe again. And now my question is, for this small ball, will the distance it will have from the surface of the ball to the wire, when 1 more meter is in between, will it be larger or smaller for this small ball compared to when we would do the same exercise on our real Earth with 40,000 kilometers? I promise you, you will be surprised. If you don't know that question, if you do the math, you will be surprised by the answer. And yes, I'll leave it dangling at that point.